We have the Achilles, who had to ult to get away from us. He probably would have been fine walking out of that. Maybe not. We're kind of... Oh, we just saying hi to the... That always confuses me. Oh. King Arthur was setting up the sneaks. He actually wanted me to attack, but I felt that he was... Since he didn't attack Medusa and Medusa didn't attack him, I thought they were kind of having a moment, and I didn't want to interrupt that moment. You know, just trying to be a solid bro, helping kind of wingmaning for King Arthur there. Let's go ahead and do some damage to the enemy team. Welcome back, Chrono Troops, to more Smite Pickup Group Joust, with your boy Chrono Kitty playing your favorite windy god, Kuku Khan. Today we'll be playing with a King Arthur and Nizza against a Achilles, Merlin, and Medusa. Going with our standard starter build and getting positioned in the lane already. Well, into lane, into damage camp. I like to kind of sit right here, take a look at what the enemy's doing. It kind of gives me line of sight on what they're doing without giving them line of sight on me. So I can kind of work my plays around my visibility and the fact that I have information they don't have. I know where I am, well, I know where they are, and they don't know where I am. So let's go ahead and start camp. We're going to take the minis. They're going to come in. Let's see. Can we make a play here? And we went ahead and missed it. Let's go ahead and get out now. At least we didn't lose our life for it. If Merlin came in, that might have been a kind of difficult situation for us. Merlin has a tendency to burn me down very quickly, regardless of what level he is at, even if he's at a early level like me. Definitely a good finisher at any level that he's at. So let's see, right there, enemy is pressuring hard, or at least Achilles is, and there we go, the Merlin coming in with the finish. So that's going to be something that we're going to have to watch out for. The enemy's finishing damage is going to be exceptional. Let's go ahead. I anticipate the enemy being right there, and they are. You can see the tick damage hitting them. Although it doesn't do a lot of damage in the beginning of the game, I only have my Whirlwind leveled up to 1. There's an argument that in the beginning of the game, you can actually choose what you level up. You can level Whirlwind twice instead of one of your other abilities. And the argument is that you keep your Zephyr at level 1, you don't level your Slipstream, and you level your Whirlwind twice. The issue that causes is it doesn't give you any escape. Now, you don't have a great escape, as it is, with Kuku Khan, because it's just a movement speed boost with a slow immunity. But at the same time, that any escape at all is better than none, especially when you are positioned where you could die for it. And oftentimes, I've played with going the double Whirlwind leveled, or even the double Zephyr leveled, because that's actually a good finishing ability, and not go with a Slipstream. But at the same time, I'm sorry, yeah, the Slipstream. But at the same time, that just kind of hinders your overall usefulness. You're really banking on a very specific situation where you're not going to have to escape. And I don't like hedging my bets like that. I like having that option open to me. So we have our Nizza is in trouble, and we are out of mana. And shoot, I was gonna try to help her out with the, as soon as she dropped, getting the med on her, but coming in that close forced me to take the ult by Medusa, and I lost a ton of life, and ultimately, ultimately Nizza lost his life for it as well. And that was a foregone conclusion as soon as King Arthur had Nizza in his ult. But we got damage camp, so that is a bonus for us. King Arthur doing some super King Arthur tanking out there in lane. If there is a god that can kind of match, if there's another warrior that can kind of match the pressure that King Arthur applies, it would be Achilles. Achilles has his ult, has a stun, and that's good for setting up kills for the enemy team, or for the team that he's playing on. A lot of crowd control on the enemy team. We have Medusa's ultimate, which is a stun. We have Achilles' ultimate, which is a stun. And then we have some pulling that can be done by Merlin when he's in his arcane stance. And he also has a slow. Oh, let's see if I can do some work here. And I did hit somebody. Let's drop a whirlwind. Let's go ahead and get a kill on Medusa, and let's go back to lane. We don't got a lot of mana. And enemy team is still pressuring. Alright, so let's go back to the side lane. And Merlin went down. We have Achilles tanking over here, doing some boss tanking. Oh, my team dropped. What? Let me pick that up. It's really close to the edge. Doing some boss tanking, and he isn't even at half-life. So that's what I really mean by the Achilles having really good tanking capability. Let's go ahead and drop a whirlwind. Oh, let's get out of here. I did not see. Is that the Medusa? That's the Medusa. Let's go in the sign lane. I think our Achilles is going to go down for it, and our King Arthur's going to go down for it. And the whole enemy team is there now, but we were able to hit a few of them with a whirlwind. I'm thinking that Medusa left, so I'm going to go ahead and pressure the enemy team back a little bit with a well-placed whirlwind. I tend to use my abilities a lot for kind of placement to push the enemy around. I find it really surprising how often an enemy will choose not to walk into the whirlwind, even though they are tanky, or even if they're not tanky, if they know they can, if I'm pretty sure they can get a kill off of somebody, they will oftentimes choose to not go into the, ooh, that's precarious, right? Let's go ahead and ult. Let's see, can I get out? I got out of there. Is that going to be enough? Enemy team is pushed back. I am at 12. Was I any lower than that? I wonder what's the lowest life you guys have ever been at. Leave a message in the comments and let me know. I'd be interested to find out if we have any single-digit players out there that have gotten that low, even a 1 HP or a 2 HP. I'm not sure I've gotten that low before, although I'm pretty sure it seemed like that from my health bar. And now we are leveled. We have Breastplate of Valor. Ooh. He can push that. That was really far that he placed that. We have Breastplate of Valor, which is going to give us 20 cooldown combined with our shoes, which will give us 30, and then a maxed out Magi's Blessing will be giving us 40 CDR, or cooldown reduction. And our King Arthur is attempting to pressure the enemy, and unfortunately he's just taking a lot of damage for it. I mean, I know it doesn't look like he's taking a lot of damage, but the amount of time for him to take that small amount of damage, that says a lot. Oh. And let's see if we can help out here. And we helped get the kill on the Medusa, but Nizza went down. And it's gonna be really tough for Nizza to do damage and get out, because when he ultimates, he goes straight up in the air. He's up there for several seconds. It allows anyone on the enemy team to just take their time. Oh, let's see if we can get the boop on the boy. And boopy's down. That was a much needed kill. So now the enemy team has lost their tank for, what, 18 more seconds. And that's going to allow us to push wave. It's going to allow Niza to grab my buff for me. And I'm going to sneak around, giving him, androgynous boy, the thank you. We are try to be very kind to our players that help us out. And our players even don't help us out, because I feel that if we're in a situation where the game goes south, as I've often mentioned before, kind of having some goodwill earned up helps us kind of maintain a strong team presence. Oh, I see the enemy team pushing up, and oh, that's great. Let's go ahead and ult. I'm not sure if that's going to do anything. The Merlin went down. I think it looks like I got the assist on it. Oh, this is precarious. I'm within kill range of the Achilles. He got pushed back to the side lane. Let's see if I can help out with this while not dying. And oh, get out of here! Get out of here! He's taking damage. He realizes he has to get away. He ults away. I am still within ult range from him, but he ulted, so I'm safe for the moment. Let's go ahead and take down some minion wave. Keep that minion pressure. And looks like we can go. Oh, there's Merlin. I'd be an easy kill for him. Let's go and help out with damage camp, but Niza already has it burned down. So we're sitting on a little over 2,400 gold. Oh, and that was a King Arthur ult. His ult comes up very quickly. Let's go ahead and go back and grab our next item. So I'm thinking that we need to go into some serious penetration. So let's go ahead and grab Spear of the Magus. That will help us a lot with locking down the enemy. As a reminder of what Spear of the Magus does, is it, whenever any of my damaging abilities hit the enemy, they take a slow. And that helps my team and me finish the kills. So we have Merlin pushing off a little bit. Oh, can I get a kill right there? Ah, I got the I was frozen, but I still got the kill. The time it took for her to use her ability, her ultimate ability, forced her to take damage from me. I'm kind of... Oh, and Achilles here. So this game's over. Time to go. And I'm dead. Yep, that was not a game I wanted to play, with two of the enemies there, specifically one that can regularly stun me like Achilles. So Niza dropped my buff for me, but it's going to go ahead and pick it up. There was a very small chance I might have been able to get it, so I'm very glad he picked it up instead. So it's of use to the team. And it's also, you might argue that he should have waited to drop it, but the faster it goes down, the faster it comes back up. As soon as it goes down, the timer starts for it to come back up. And the way I play with high very good mana management, so I don't need the buff always. In fact, I don't mind giving it away sometimes. It's nice to have. It allows me to have much more sustain, but at the same time, if one of my allies can benefit from that, oh, and everyone knows I'm here. The jig is up! Let's get out of dodge! Oh man. Ooh, so I need to stand over here, and I can go back. And I got the kill on the Medusa, which was probably just a finishing tick from King Arthur doing the real damages. And who is that? The Achilles is low, so let's ult, see if I can... Oh no! I thought Merlin was gonna walk into walk into my ultimate. But King Arthur ended up stunning them, and we ended up getting the finish. Let's go ahead and heal the team real quick. And here comes Minion Wave. Only Medusa is up right now. The levels are 13, 11, 13 my team, and enemy team 12, 11, 11. Merlin is the 12. Let's see. Oh man, I hate that. Where I drop my whirlwind, it hits the enemy. I wait for the tick damage of the whirlwind to complete, because like you can see the animation on the enemy, and then you go in after the tick damage, but yet the tower still thinks you are the threat. It's like I always have to wait like an extra second and a half before I can walk into tower after I see the animation end off of the enemy. I've always wondered why that is the case, because it's been very consistent since I've been playing Kuku. That's something I've always noticed. I think either the animation should stay longer on the enemy, or I should be allowed to walk into tower when I see the animation end. There shouldn't be some additional time period, unless that's just considered known. After you damage an enemy, you have to wait a certain amount of time before you can attack tower. But I haven't heard of that time point. Let's go ahead and take wave. Our team is doing the people's work and dropping some wards. We have Niza with damage buff on him. For the longest time during the first second season and third season, I often called I didn't realize Niza was a guy, and so it's kind of retraining myself, and we got the kill on Merlin. But Niza is a guy, and the fact that he has effeminate features is, I believe, kind of part of the way. And I missed the ult. That's okay, we still got Achilles. And Medusa is down. Enemy team down for the count. Let's take this tower. Let's go and finish this wave. Can this be the end? Let's go ahead and take their Phoenix. And we got Merlin up in 6 seconds. And my team wants to leave. Let's just go ahead and do a little bit of damage to it. And now let's go ahead and get out of here. I should be able to get away. Merlin does have a teleport, but I should be able to. And there's the slow I was talking about. He was able to teleport in, hit me with some damage, change stances, slow me with his ice storm, and then finish me off. So we now have Typhoon's Fang, which is going to give us a lot of lifesteal and damage. It's additionally going to give us additional healing from lifesteal. That is its passive. So that'll benefit us when we are in team fights and taking damage. We should be able to heal up a lot more than we otherwise would be able to. So we currently are sitting on a little over 2,000 gold. Oh! And that was almost a kill on Niza, and almost a kill on the Merlin. And actually it was a kill. Old movement speed King Arthur running in and finishing Merlin off. Doesn't matter that Merlin has a blink, has a teleport. King Arthur's movement speed just allows him to just decimate people who are low health. And we have the Achilles, who had to ult to get away from us. He probably would have been fine walking out of that. Maybe not. We just saying hi to the. That always confuses me. King Arthur was setting up the sneaks. He actually wanted me to attack, but I felt that since he didn't attack Medusa and Medusa didn't attack him, I thought they were kind of having a moment, and I didn't want to interrupt that moment. You know, just trying to be a solid bro, helping kind of wingmaning for King Arthur there. Let's go ahead and do some damage to the enemy team, and then we'll go ahead and join the rest of our team. That was funny. Now, it looks like we are baiting. Are we baiting? We are baiting. So we're just going to sit here and wait for the enemy team to come up. We have no intention of taking Bull Demon. We want to trigger any wards that they have set, but apparently they are oblivious or know the trap we're setting. So Niza is like, well, that's alright. Let's go ahead and take a Bull Demon. A trick for fighting Bull Demon with allies is I tend to place my Whirlwind at the back side of my ally, because they typically pull, that's where they typically pull the Bull Demon, to their back side. And so that's a really good way to help out your teammates and kind of place your abilities correctly. Always be aware of the location. Oh, and my entire team is down. So I was going to go in and finish off the Medusa, but that was not the play if I die as well. I need to kind of stay up a little bit. Looks like Nisa wants me to attack. I guess I can do that. I'm kind of worried a little bit about a Medusa ult. Let me just turn my back to her. And she took a little bit of damage. Now let's go ahead and go in. Let's hit that. And our work here is done. Completed. And looks like the Achilles is setting up for a stun on me. Let's go ahead and move away from my minion wave so we can't. Oh, and he still did it anyway. I'm going to go ahead and drop a Whirlwind on Medusa. And she juked that. One of her passive abilities, actually, I think this is her only passive ability. I'm not sure off the top of my head. She can... So, one of the things you might notice when you play this game is when you strafe from left to right, you move slower. When you back up, you move slower. And Medusa is one of the gods that, I think the only god as her passive, she moves the same speed backwards, forward, and sideways. She doesn't have that limited movement speed penalty that everyone else does. There are a few other gods that I believe with abilities can get around that. And let's see if I can get a sneak on her. And she was able to juke me, but she had to push back a little bit. Not that that slowed her down any at all. Oh, there's the whole enemy team. I don't want any of that. 0% of that fight. 1-on-3 might be fine for some. It's not good for this dragon, especially with the way I'm built right now. Yes, I do a lot of damage and I lifesteal, but I can be easily burned down on a 3-on-1. So let's just drop some abilities. Looks like King Arthur is just going to run in, do some damage. We need to be fighting a little more as a group here. Ooh, he might be down. Let's go ahead. I was going to save that shield for him. Let's go ahead and take the ult for our boy, and he needs to get out of here. King Arthur was able to get the Medusa. Oh, that's not a good fight. That's a very bad fight right there. Especially with as much stunning as Achilles doing, and our Niza is down. And the damage camp is down. So let's go back and take a look at our next item. Notice that we already got Bancrofts as well, which stacks amazingly with Talon, because the more life lost I have, the more damage and lifesteal that Bancrofts gives. And the more lifesteal I have, the more damage I do with Typhoon's Fang, and also the more healing I do. So two items that work exceptionally well together. We went ahead and just went with Soul Reaver, because we need to, and yeah. Good old Burst Merlin taking us down. I find it, and now King Arthur's down as well. And Niza is about to go down as well. So we were doing so well. We're going to lose tower for this, no doubt. One of the really nice reasons of going with Soul Reaver as a damagey item is not only does it do damage, it's also one of the most highest mana items in the game. So that works well, or synergy as they call it, works well with Kuku's passive, and also works well with Book of Thoth. If I did build Book of Thoth, it would work with it. But as you can see, we're already at 600 damage, and we are at almost full cooldown. So you don't necessarily need to always play with Book of Thoth if you have another strategy. If you're playing with another strategy, or if you've been forced to play with another strategy. Sometimes just kind of the way the enemy plays or the way your team is playing, it forces you, and I hit nobody with that. And now we need to get out of here. I feel a stun coming up, so let's go ahead and get a whirlwind off. And we pushed off, or pushed back, Achilles, I should say. Dropping whirlwinds, taking wave. Looks like King Arthur's on the Merlin, just putting some pressure on the boy. And now we're fighting Medusa. And Medusa's down. King Arthur killed Merlin killed King Arthur. Let's go ahead and see if Juki boy finally went down. Did you see how fast he was moving? He was like he anticipated everything I was doing up until the end. Let's go ahead and drop wave. Enemy team is down. Let's go ahead and tank this. We have a little bit of physical protection, and we have a ton of lifesteal. Let's go ahead and start the Titan. Now Medusa will be up shortly, but we are going to have this done so quick, so before she gets back up. And we won the game. Just Niza and I finishing off the Titan. I hope you enjoyed that, and if you did, please give me a like and subscribe. If you would like to get notified next time I upload a video, please go ahead and smash that notification bell. Thanks for watching, and as always, have a super day.